And we're back. I have exactly the amount of iron I need for my iron bars for the new base. But I'm thinking about going with upgraded spikes instead of iron bars on this one, and then we'll do the bars for the following week. I think. I think we'll get more mileage out of the spikes. I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to decide that right now. The night goes fast when you've got stuff to do. Finally, the mushrooms came in. Unbelievable. Very sorry, I've got to pause for a moment. And I'm back. My apologies. Oh. Oh, look at all these people. Oh, not good. Not good. Good Lord, there's more coming. Come on, let's get a move on. There he is. Damn it, I knew it. Still more. Now, finally. This is gonna be fun to clean up. Always when you have other stuff to do. Always. More? Testing sound. We're back. Good. Those controller disconnects keep knocking my my mic out. It's getting to be a pain. Last time I had to reset the console. I had to, like, you know, shut it down to get it back. So hopefully, just by doing what I just did, I just you know, disconnected the mic and reconnected it and popped out of the game real quick into the menus, and it seemed to do it. So good, because that's a pain to have to. I forgot to loot that. But yeah, it's a pain to have to reset the console every time. There was more. Okay, it's 8:30. We gotta get a move on. I need to be building today. Building, or at least getting a foundation dug. Tomorrow we gotta build. I gotta do something about this broken leg. Or sprained. Doesn't even show because I'm infected also. I think there were more, but I'm not. Yeah. Gotta remember to grab that iron out of the forge too. I think I might. What are we down to? We're good. I might need to make a new pickaxe at some point, but hopefully not. I can tell this one's getting a little worn down. Pickaxes really take a beating. I can't wait to get that skill up into the 500s. Still not sure if I haven't looked if we can go beyond 500 on console or what, but we will find out. Get that leg patched up. So hopefully it doesn't slow us down too much today. Well, it's 10 a.m. Boy, it flies when you've got stuff to do, doesn't it? I think we're going to be good on wood. I think. Ooh. It's kind of funny, as soon as I emptied out my painkillers, I started taking hits like a punching bag. So we will grab a few of those while we're here. I gotta figure out how much clay I need to grab. Oops. That's driving me crazy. I gotta have my egg. Make up your mind. Did I leave the pine cones over there? No. Thought I had more honey than that. Oh, you know what? It's over in that drop over by the other town. You know what? You need to close this. Did you close the hatch? Yep. Now, 64,000. Fuck's sake. Did I not land on. I guess it's because of the leg. Pardon my French. I try not to use that kind of language on the channel. I'm going to try to keep this reasonably family friendly. Do we do it from here? No, I'm around here a lot, so that'll be less to fill. It's fine. Where's another place to dig clay? And not necessarily in town, because that'll be more to fill if we expand out that far. We don't know how far we're expanding, so we'll do it here. It's cool because we need the plant fibers anyway. We already cleared the stone, which is cool, or the boulders. And I guess I really don't have to do all this today. I mean, the clay, I could go over and start digging and, you know, kind of figure it out overnight. But I like to get it out of the way. This will go pretty quick. It should, at least. Where are we with? In fact, I think this will be our first time using our new shovel, which is pretty exciting, because it'll go really quick, I think. In fact, I don't even know that I really need to clear all of this. I think we get more if we clear it, actually. And I need the fibers, so kill two birds, I guess. Or I guess that's not really killing two birds, just, you know, we need more. How many do we need per frame? One fiber per frame. Okay, that's not terrible. We'll probably be okay. Looking forward to being able to make med kits down the road. It's noon. Damn it. Brilliant. It was beautiful. That's not so beautiful. Okay. Back on track. Back on track. This is what happens to me when I mine. You start going in straight lines, and then all of a sudden it just like veers off one way. I gotta be more careful about that. Which is also why I have a plan for how I want to deal with that with the next one. Which will be rather soon, I think. Because we need to do some mining in this game. We're going to need copious amounts of iron. And everything, stone, iron. But I guess everybody does, huh? This is literally like the fourth or fifth time I've changed apparel today. Never wants to make up its mind. It's almost 2 p.m. I kind of like to at least get it started today, get it framed in. We're in good shape there. I think. Hope. Lord, it's 3:30 already. Oh well, we're getting all this done so we don't have to do it again. So getting some nice plant fibers from this. That's the only thing we're kind of low on, so take care of this little section here. And then we'll go frame out what we're gonna do. Oops. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's like right in the center of that. So how does that look in relation to everything else? That lamppost is probably going to have to go. But I think it looks pretty good. I've never built inside of a town before, but it was such wide open space and it's close to my farm, so I'm thinking it's worth a go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Four, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Okay. It's gonna be fine that way. Let's see. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're good that way too. 5:45. Okay. So now I gotta figure out. I usually do traps going out, and I need to look up real fast. Actually, I can find it here. It's 15. That's a heck of a lot cheaper than iron spikes. Okay, well I gotta pause this for a second because I need to work out. I usually do rings of traps around these things, like alternating spikes and barbed wire. But I planned for this one just to do spikes because I thought it would go faster and it would probably build faster. But now I gotta figure out. But I only did it with spikes on this one, and now I'm thinking I kind of want to go do my original thing that I usually do and go barbed wire and spikes. So let me just sit here for a second. I got graph paper in front of me. I'm gonna sit here and rework this real quick just to get my spacing out because I have to frame out where I'm gonna put my entrance. Spike, okay, now. That's that. And I'm sorry about the pause. That's cheese, but it's just the clock's ticking, and like I hate just wasting time not doing anything. So let's see. So spike, block, ramp, barbed wire, ramp, block, spike, block, ramp, barbed wire, block, 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 block. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's getting pretty big. You know what I'm gonna change. Actually, let me rework this one more time. Okay. Let's see. Spike, block, ramp, barbed wire, ramp, block, ramp, barbed wire, ramp, So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Much better, much better. Go. Oops. Yeah, one more. Okay. Which means we're looking at about right here. So close as that. Yeah, it's looking okay. And then over here, we're looking at about right here ish. Looks good. I've never built in a town before, so I'm a little concerned about Zeds getting caught on buildings, but think the only one that's even remotely close that has to be worried about is that house right there, and it can come down later, you know, as I expand this and whatnot. And I'm not doing everything out on this exterior level for this next horde night. I just want to get the base up. I just have to plan for it because I got to put my entrance in. So speaking of that, I got to figure out where the entrance is going to go. Do I do it here? This puts me closer, headed towards my farm. But so does this side over here. And actually, this little might be nice having a little piece of road, you know. Maybe stick something for a mini bike over here, do some kind of mini bike storage or something. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so we need, this is like literally like the 6th time I've changed apparel today. 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. Oops. Okay. Now, I'm gonna dig. That. So we're gonna put 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. And back to the hacienda we go. Hey, K-Flow. Actually, by saying your name, I was also saying hello. Did I say that right? Hey, K-Flow. Well, here we got. I was just. I'm about to build my new base, not far from here, and I was just getting some more plant fibers together because I seem a little low on that, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I just thought, kind of cleaning up here on the farm. Basically, my long-winded answer to your question, because I love showing off my my house here. This is I swear I've changed clothes 7 times today. Oh, not good, not good. This is not the time for one of these. Bear with me a minute. We have literally moments before they start running. Bear with me a moment. Five minutes game time to do this. Unbelievable. I always push it by staying out too long. You really should go in about, at about 9:30 just to avoid exactly this. If this were one of those ones that I've been getting, with like, 25 zombies, I would have been in serious trouble. Cobblestone around the base, and the rest of it is wood. Damn it. It's after 10. Yeah, that's not good. Are there a bunch of them? It'll sound like 15, and it'll be like one chick out there raising hell. Oh, they lost me. I'm just gonna go in here and see if I can lose aggro. Maybe the spikes will take care of them. Then I'll have to fix all that in the morning. My long-winded spiel is basically we started up here on day 1. And, I don't know if you play on console or even if you play the game at all, but I don't know if you play on console or PC or what, but on console we just had a patch last week that gave us the traders, and it changed up the newbie quest so that the last, it added an extra step at the end where they want you to go find the trader, right? So being, new game since the patch, I wanted to go find the trader. So I headed this way, looking for the trader, which is here. Oddly, I found this trader on the way, and I couldn't figure out why the quest wasn't satisfied by it. And I look on the map, and it was actually down here. So there are 2 traders like right next to one another. So I kind of like figured, well, I'll try to settle close to the traders. So I kind of start wandering. You know, I was over in here. I've explored this area since, but and I came kind of down over in here, and I like kept checking from high ground to low ground. I couldn't find water anywhere. So you know, it's starting to get late in the day. I head this way, found this town, and then you know, literally at like 8 p.m. I still hadn't found water, and I had a bunch of jars, but I didn't have uh, anything to I didn't have any actual liquid. I was down to like one or two bottled waters or something that I'd looted. It was kind of getting a little scary. Um, and to be honest, I've casted this whole playthrough and posted it on YouTube. And if it wasn't for the fact that I was casting and keeping a record of all of it, I probably would have started the game over, to be completely honest with you. But I sort of left this town and just looked for a drop off in elevation. I ran frantically this way and found this little lake on the edge of this burnt forest biome. Threw up a like a little 5x5 tree house just to get off the ground, to have some place safe to be on the first night. Stayed there, and then kind of looked around up here the next day for a place to put a starter base, and never found anything, or never found anywhere really flat. I did very well on seeds the first day and the morning of the second day, so I figured I'd hunker down and get some farming going. It's really nice for keeping keeping in food and drink. Early on, it kind of takes that whole problem out of the game. Of course, I guess here at this is the new POI. This is the Days End Hotel. They've got a pool, which still haven't broken into that yet. But I will as soon as I get this base sorted out. So I guess you can get water out of there, or out of this house has a pool in it too. And I think there's another one, but maybe over here somewhere. Yeah, this one. But in any case, that's how I wound up here. That's my long-winded answer to why I put this here. It was a starter base. I just threw it up on a rock. It was just a platform on top of a rock. Basically, there's a rock under me here. This was originally just a platform, and then I decided to try to have a little security. I threw up some walls. And then it just sort of grew from there. I was going to, just use this as a temporary thing until I built a new base. Or a more permanent base, for the farmhouse. And then I just decided to keep this. So I reinforced the outside of it, went around the whole bottom of it with cobblestone, and then added, two rows of spikes around that. And then stuck these entrances on the ends. It's just a pillar with a hatch, with a ladder going up to a hatch, and then with an open end that you can jump off to a hay bale it's 3x3 hay bales to break your fall. Just an easy way to get in and out of here. And I've got storage, 2 campfires, and a forge. So that's pretty much my story. And I have screwed around farming for the first 2 weeks. Because I did so well with seeds, and I love getting that out of the way. I mean, as you can see, I'm pretty well stocked on food and drink, and I don't have to farm all the time anymore, which is great. But I'm behind the 8 ball on getting a good horde base up. I've just been using a temporary horde base down at the other end of town, and I got a spider zombie on my day 14 on my 14 day 14 horde night, and this is my first time really seriously playing at nomad difficulty. I've always played on adventurer difficulty, which is 1 below, but seems to be the default on Xbox. Nomad's the default on PC. I'm not sure why the difference, but I've never seen a spider a spider zombie so early. So instead of trying to get day 14 out of my temporary base, I'm frantically getting a new base up. So that's my long-winded spiel about where I'm at. How did I get so much cornbread? I made it. I farmed it and made it. That's why I'm so behind on day 18, getting a better base up, because I've spent a lot of time farming. I mean, laying out fields and all that kind of it's easy to do. There's nothing hard about it, but when you have roaming hordes showing up and different little things you have to take care of and things you got to do, it's like your days go pretty quick. So yeah, you play on Xbox. Yeah, you should check out the new patch. It's pretty cool. The new I'm not. I can't say I'm a huge fan of the trader. I don't know that that's. I mean, people love the trader, and that's cool. Bear with me a moment. I gotta compare these. 17, 14. Like, I don't understand why the lesser quality cowboy boots have worse stats than. Am I looking at that wrong? Are those better stats? Is the lower percentage better? Well, thank you. Yeah, I kind of I had some fun with it. In the morning, if you stick around in the morning, I'll show you what I've got on the roof. I mean, it's the same item, just different quality, and I can't imagine 500 quality cowboy boots. So is the lower percentage better? I don't know. I'm kind of new. I've only been playing for about 6 weeks, and clothing and armor is not something I've really delved too far into, to be completely honest. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm bad with chat. I've got it up on a tablet next to me. I am not on creative. No, this is a uh, a local game created with let's see, it's Nomad difficulty, default running, 120-minute days. I like the longer days. 18-minute days, or 18-hour days. Yes, it is randomly generated. Um, it's a real screwed up map. We are like literally over here sandwiched between, like, that's a wasteland biome up there. That's a forest biome, or a burnt forest. There's more burnt forest. Like half this town is in burnt forest. Well, a third of it. Another third is in pine forest. The third that I'm closest to over here is regular forest. There's more burnt forest all down through here. That's regular forest. There's plains up here, and part of this town is in plains. And there's like nuclear waste down here. So I'm down way down south, basically. Like the center of the map is like up here. And after my day 14 horde, I went and explored all of this looking for a place to put my next base. And I couldn't find anywhere really, like, like I basically I got to get it up pretty quick, and I just don't have time to flatten a lot of ground right now, or just don't want to deal with it. So I ultimately decided there's a nice wide open space in this town that I'm in, so my new base is going right there. We're right here. My new base is going, right just down in town, pretty much. Actually, another funny thing about this particular map, right up here is a little sliver of desert biome, just sandwiched in between burnt forest and wasteland. It's kind of funny, really. What is this? Oh, that's treasure. I got a treasure map. I forgot about that. And I went up there and dug sand to make jars with. But yeah, it's getting kind of interesting. It's like there's really not a whole lot around, but I found 2 towns. So, and the other town actually has a bunch of the new POIs in it, which I'm looking forward to checking that out. One of them's across the street from here. The Days, what is it called? The Days End, like not Days End, but END, Days End. They got a little sense of humor about that. It's kind of funny, I guess. But yeah, it's been an interesting playthrough for sure. It's a slow start for me. I spent a lot of time farming, more than I normally would, but I just did really well with seeds early on, and just decided, you know what, cornbread is awesome. It stacks to 50. It doesn't smell. It does nice work raising your wellness. So I decided to go all out on the farming, so I don't have to really worry about it later. Right now I'm just concerned about surviving this day 21 horde night, because I have a whole base to build before, the next couple of days. I have like 2 good days, right? Yeah, I got the 19th, the 20th, and like the morning of the, the daytime part of the 21st. But I've pretty much got the resources together to do it. I just have to dig. That's just going to be the, the time consuming part, is just digging. But it'll be alright. The base I'm going to build, I've built before, so I've changed clothes literally 7 times today. Or in the last, 24 game hours. Well, actually, if you go back, that's just since morning. If you go back 24 hours, I probably 8, 9 times. So if I made a new level at some point, would you be interested in helping me make a base like yours? Yeah, you mean like join your game and play with you and help you build a base? This is what I do at night. I just spam craft. And when I get all this maxed out and tools, I would be doing tools. I've almost got tools to 500, but I don't want to spend the plant fibers until I've got the base built. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I've got another like kind of raised up pillar design I've tried. They don't seem to attack pillars, and if you space them out a little bit, I've only done it like in the early part of like a new game, like in the first few days. And I had some wandering hordes come through, nothing big, but just, you know, just random, you know, those small ones you get the first week, you know, like 3, 4 zombies, and they didn't mess with me. They didn't see me up there. They didn't screw around with the columns or anything. And I suspect if you were to maybe put barbed wire around it, you know, just if you really wanted to be safe, you'd probably be okay. I've heard they avoid barbed wire, is what I've been told. I don't know if that's true. I've never really observed that myself. But yeah, you can do some above ground stuff. So you know, in my experience, this place isn't, you know, be aware that this place isn't really meant to be a fort. Like, I wouldn't try to kill a horde here. And when the wandering hordes come through, I've got to go out and kill them. You don't want them just to be standing around beating on the side of your base, right? Because they'll eventually, enough of them especially, will eventually get through. What this is designed to do is just to have a reasonably secure place to hang out at night. You know, to kind of serve as an early base and, you know, have places to put your early crafting stations and whatnot. Until you get a better base up. And, you know, it's not really designed to take a real beating. It's really more designed just to kind of, like, you'll notice, like, right now, you know, I'm crouching so that I don't, you know, attract any aggros, you know, during the night of anything that happens to wander by. If something were to wander by, I would, because it's nighttime, I would leave it until morning. And then in the morning, first thing, I would go out and kill it. I wouldn't, you know, try to hunker down in here and wait for the, you know, for the base to do it for me. And I wouldn't, there's really, you know, no way, the way the porch is set up, there's really no way to, like, if something's on the side of the house, there's really no way to, like, you know, take it out from up here. Like, from inside the base, I'd have to think about it. I'm sure there's a way of doing it. You know, if you, I mean, it depends on how far you want to take it and how, you know, how far along you are. You know, like, you can do a lot with iron bars, basically. You know what I mean? Like, if you've got iron bars, you can You know, basically it's like having a window you can shoot through. You know what I mean? So there's that. I don't know. You could do like you know those catwalks I have on either side going out to those entrances. You could probably put, if you were to put those on every side, or maybe kind of like going out from the corners, like in a pinwheel type thing, like, you know, a place for you to get to where you could actually see under the side of the base. You know, that might work. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really design this place. This is really just a place to have just a secure place to do some crafting and to hide out at night, and you know, basically be a farmhouse. So it just sort of evolved into this more than being a real, you know, design. I just usually stick something up on top of a rock so that it's, you know, got reasonable structural integrity. You know, so you don't. It's not one of those situations where I just don't want to put a forge in a wood building that only has, you know, four supports on it. You know what I mean? If I'm going to build you know, make the investment of building a forge somewhere and putting resources into it, I want to make sure it has like a, you know, reasonable chance of not getting taken out. You know, like by, you know, just normal wandering crap that comes around. But, you know, if you're here and something attacks this thing, you really need to go out and fight it. You know, like I wouldn't do it at night because it's just so dangerous to do it because they're, you know, how fast they are. But, you know, if they're still there in the morning, you gotta go kill them. Now, it's kind of funny. I was out doing some farming, or actually I was taking down some rocks, getting ready for this project I'm working on now, a couple of game days ago, and a wandering horde showed up, and it wound up being like something ridiculous. Like I think I counted when I looted, it was like 21 or 22 zombies in this, you know, daytime wandering horde that showed up. And I was out a little ways from the farmhouse, and I had like, you know, 3 zombies come at me, and I took them out. And then I noticed, you know, I still had the hunted thing when I crouched, and I was like, well, where are they all? And I look up for like over towards the farmhouse where they came from, and like it's this whole horde, and they're all crawlers. And I'm like, I've never seen that many crawlers all at once. Well, it turns out they weren't crawlers. It was your normal horde, but they had managed to like run, you know, walk right into the house, I guess, like right past it. And they all got their legs taken out by the spikes. And it's not like I've got some crazy, you know, extensive spike defense. It's just 2 layers right outside the base of the house. And they all managed to go in there. And then I got to looting, and I made it back over to the house, and there were like another like 2 or 3 dead on the spikes, and but it really didn't do a lot of damage to the place. I only had to repair. I think I had to like 1 spike was on a corner was taken out completely, and I had like 2, 3, 4, something like that had been taken down, you know, from the upgraded level down to the first level of wood spike. And then a bunch I had to do just, you know, cursory repairs to. And then there was 1 cobblestone block that had, you know, like, I think they have a durability of like 1500. I think it was down to like 1480 or something, you know. So I had to repair that, but you know, for that whole horde just, you know, apparently deciding just to walk right into my base in the middle of the day when there was really no reason to. It seemed to hold up okay. My favorite weapon currently, right, like in this game right now, is the spiked club. I've, I've, I've got, I've actually gotten like literally 6 spiked club schematics, and we got the trader now, so I sold them to the traders. I had to do both because the first one I had so many of them, he didn't want more than like, you know, like a couple. But Spike Club, Spike Club does insane damage. I find I'm able to one shot a lot of zombies with it, and 2-shot ones that used to be a little bit of a problem. Like the bloated walkers drive me crazy. I have a hard time with them, you know, early game. I find they've got 1,000,000 hit points, and they kind of do this juke and move thing. They're kind of hard to get a beat on. Certainly trying to get a headshot, and they're just tough. You know, they take a pretty good beating. I'm able to take a lot of those out, you know, 2 shots if I get headshots, you know, that kind of thing. So very happy with it. I like my bow too. I don't use it as much as I should. I don't know. I'm kind of chintzy on saving ammo for when I really need it. But yeah, it was pretty. Hey Georgie Star, how you doing? Yeah, it was pretty fortunate. I was surprised that it held up that well with that whole horde walking through it, but it did. I mean, there were no specials in there. There was a dog, I think. Actually, no, that wasn't that one. That was the other day. I found it. You know, I heard dogs in the morning, and I went out there, and they were dead on the spikes, and that was pretty cool. Because dogs suck. But that's why I started. Well, I haven't had a crossbow yet. Every time I get to a point where I've got a workbench up, I wind up starting over for some reason. Like, not because of that, but just for one reason or another. This is a local game, unfortunately, Georgie Star. Otherwise, I would invite you. But that's why I started building these. I used to use pre-existing structures. I'd find like just, you know, like a house out in the country somewhere and do the farm there. And one day I was out farming in one of those, and I like, you know, killed like 15, 20, you know, zombies in this wandering horde. And then there was one just raising hell. You know, they make a lot of noise. And there was one raising hell from somewhere, and I didn't see him. I'm looking all around. I don't see him. So I go around the other side of the farmhouse. And there's this one zombie just stuck on, you know, like a corner of something, like where the porch was, of the other side of this pre-built farmhouse. And he's taken out, like, a whole row of blocks on the base of that house. And you know, after that I just kind of was just like, you know what, I'm gonna start building my own stuff for this, even for these early ones, because it's just you know, you have control. I mean, you can upgrade those and everything, but you know, I mean, they're not like what you would necessarily build yourself. And I do like the prefab with the porch all the way around, with the flagstone base in the basement, with the gun safe in the basement. That's a good one. And you can upgrade that nicely, like very nicely actually. Are they faster now? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. They always suck. I learned a trick though from reading the Reddit about how to deal with dogs. The guy suggested on there, like, if you keep frames on you, and I do, I almost always have frames on my bar. I have a lot on there right now because I'm, you know, in the middle of a building project, but, you know, I usually don't carry that many with me, but I'll carry, you know, usually like 50 with me in case I've got to nerd pole up something to get somewhere, or I get stuck somewhere. And if you hear dogs, you'll usually hear them before you see them, you know, growling and stuff. If you hear dogs, pop some frames out, and, you know, pop up like on top of like 3 frames, and you know, you can kind of get a handle on what's up with the dogs. And then when they come at you, if you have a bow on you, which I, you know, always do, you just take them out with a bow. I did that once the other day, and it worked great. I've been sitting here talking, I lost track of time. We gotta get rolling. We got a big day today. But the new update's pretty cool. It's you know, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the traders, but they're handy, I guess, when, you know, I get around to using them. The new POIs seem cool, and I look forward. I haven't really gotten wrong one. I haven't really gotten too far into exploring those, but it'll be fun. When I get this base up, I'm gonna go take pretty much this whole town down, I think. I need some electrical parts, and I think a couple more. I might be set on duct tape actually, and otherwise I've got the stuff for. No, I need plastic. That's what I need. I need like a couple more plastic, and I need electrical parts, and I'll be set for a mining helmet, which is kind of cool. It's always good to get that out of the way. I don't know, with dogs or with zombies running on, I don't do anything at night outdoors anymore. I guess I'll need it for actually mining when I get to that. I guess I should go ahead and take care of this infection. I usually let them go for as long as I can, because they can infect you twice. The Katie flow? Yeah, I'll add you. Actually, you know what? Speaking of that, before we go start digging this this foundation for this base. I just noticed I've been casting for almost 3 hours. So I need to, as you know, playing 7 days. I'm gonna pause that because the timer's running. As you know, playing 7 Days to Die on Xbox, it likes to crash after a few hours, and I don't want that to happen while I'm streaming. So this being a good stopping point, I'm gonna stop the stream, reset the game, stretch my legs for a minute. I gotta return a phone call, and probably be back in like 15-20 minutes, maybe 30 tops, but like I'm gonna try to shoot for about 15 minutes. So hey K Flow, I will send you a friend request on Xbox now, actually. Um, and everybody else, and Georgie Star, thanks for coming by. Sorry I couldn't invite you to the game, but it's a local game. I thought that would be more stable than a multiplayer game for casting, and that's why I went that way with this. I've had a few people who wanted to join, and it sucks because I'd like to get some people in with me, but I decided I wanted to cast this whole playthrough and post the recordings on YouTube, which I've been doing, and I've had enough wackiness. I have this thing. Do you guys ever get this on your Xbox where your controller disconnects quite a bit with this game? Like, it happens more with this game than others. Like, I get this little controller desyncs, and then you just hit the thing and it comes right back. But I get those while casting, and lately it's been knocking my my mic out, and like then Twitch doesn't see the mic coming back in, and I have to reset everything and everything. It's kind of a pain. You guys ever run into that at all? Yeah, you get that when your controller resets. Good. So it's not just me. I mean, not that I guess misery loves, or yeah, misery loves company, doesn't it? I'm not glad it happens to you, but I'm glad I'm not the only one, because it's just it's a pain. But well, all right, Katie Flo, I will send you a friend request on uh, on Xbox as soon as I get out of this, and I hope to see you in the stream again sometime. And everyone else, thanks for joining. I will be back very shortly, like next 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And hope to see you guys back. Thanks for joining the stream.